powerful Idalia has made its exit off the North Carolina coast, heading into open waters as residents and officials across 4 states assess the damage it leaves in its wake. Splintered and twisted homes, the calling cards of where Idalia made landfall yesterday as a major hurricane. Its 125-mile-per-hour winds flattening sparsely populated communities like Horseshoe Beach in Florida's Big Bend region. Utility crews today making progress as they restore power. There have been at least 3 storm-related fatalities, 2 in Florida and 1 in Georgia. Idalia and its drenching rains caused heavy flooding as it moved northward along the Carolina coast. Rainfall amounts topping 10 inches in some parts of North Carolina. Tonight, President Biden says he plans to travel to hard-hit Florida on Saturday. Tom Yamas is in the storm zone tonight. Tom, how's the recovery looking?
Hey, Lester, good evening to you. Well, here in Horseshoe Beach, it's just getting started, but you can see what they're up against. Piles of debris as far as the eye can see. And over here in this section, you can see far over there that car pushed into the canal by Hurricane Idalia. And on top of all this mess, the mayor here in this town telling me tonight they've now implemented a curfew to stop looting. Tonight, this new video obtained by NBC News showing Idalia's historic and devastating storm surge. Watch and listen as the storm pushes into Steinhatchee, Florida, nearly reaching rooftops. The water rising from 1 to 8 feet in just over an hour. Captain Jody Griffiths saw it all, trying to protect his marina resort.
That shed came from our neighbors. The roof here come from the neighbors over on the other side.
Was it like a wall of water, or was it just kind of building?
When it came, it came.
With many neighborhoods initially cut off, the scale of the devastation here is just beginning to come into focus.
It got higher.
Some, like Linda Wicker's family, who've owned Roy's restaurant for 2 decades, will have to rebuild from scratch. Is it a total loss, or
pretty much? I mean, the building's not, but the contents are pretty much, everything's gone.
Idalia made landfall with a ferocity not seen in this area in more than a century. Daring high water rescues rolled out up and down the coast. And more than 500,000 lost power. Many have been restored.
The bulk of the outages at this point are in that Big Bend region, a lot of the rural counties that bore the brunt of the storm.
With the president today signing a major disaster declaration for Florida.
Our nation has your back, and we are not going to, we're not going to walk away.
Idalia carved its destructive path across the southeast. At least 5 reported tornadoes breaking out in the storm zone.
That car's flying!
One flipping this car into the air. Charleston recorded its 5th highest tide on record. 3 people across the region have been killed. Back in Florida, this was Idalia's fury up close in Horseshoe Beach. And this is what's left. And here in Horseshoe Beach, if your home did survive, there's probably only one reason why. It was built in the sky, like this one, 20 feet high. Across this quiet, close-knit village, homes torn apart and toppled over.
You always hope that it passes you by, and most of the time it does, but this time it didn't.
The Jacobs family showed us the home they lost and shared the memories they're keeping.
I would put my children to bed, and I had a piano in here, and I would play the piano, and they would go to sleep.
What do you want the country to know about Horseshoe Beach and what happened here in this part of Florida?
We're worth saving. We just don't want to be forgotten in all this mess.
Tom Yamas, NBC News, Horseshoe Beach, Florida.